Crazy electric cars, a truly wireless TV with a mind-boggling system that allows you to mount it anywhere in just seconds, and whatever the heck is going on here. It's CES Day 3, so let's just jump right into some of the interesting things that I saw around the convention floor. Also, this video might be kind of long. I'll leave timestamps down below so that you can hopefully skip around if you want to. And of course, let me know what you think about CES so far in the comments. All right, let's start with Sony and AFEELA. This is Sony and Honda's collaboration on an electric vehicle that I've probably shown off in the last few CES videos of like 2024 and even maybe 2023. I can't remember when exactly they announced this, but this year I actually got to go inside the vehicle and learn more about what the experience will be like because, yes, this car is actually going to be sold. In fact, I think you can order it right now, and it starts at $90,000. So, what do you get for $90,000? Well, if you're someone like me who's easily impressed by a lot of screens and fancy shiny things, then you might like this. I'm a simpleton, I can admit that. I was very impressed by what was going on with all the displays here. And once I jumped inside, I got to experience it a little more, and I still kind of like the possibilities of what you can do with it. I mean, there's also even a display on the front hood of the car that you can customize. I mean, they wrote happy birthday on it, so there's a lot going on here. Also, while we're on the topic of the outside of the car, I do want to talk about the design overall, just briefly. I think it looks sleek and futuristic without going too overboard. Maybe a few years ago it looked weird, but I feel like it seems to kind of fit with where the EV trend is at right now and where it will probably be going in the next few years. It also gets up to 300 miles in range, if you were wondering, which isn't great, but it could be a lot worse. So if it can get 300 miles, that's not bad, but you're probably looking at more like 260 when you charge it up to 80%, which is where you should be at for daily use. These LiDAR sensors up here are also new and provide a fantastic visual representation inside the car of what your car is seeing on the outside, and it's doing all of its reading and analyzation for autonomous driving. Anyways, jumping back into the interior, the infotainment system during my demo of the back seat here was a bit choppy. I did hop into another car and got to sit in the front, so I'll kind of splice that footage in between. And that car worked way better. A lot of the features were just perfect and seamless, but there are some bugs and it's choppy. It does have a fantastic Dolby Atmos surround sound audio experience though. Again, in the first car, I could barely hear it. Second car, blown away. Lots of great surround sound happening. I was really impressed with some of the stuff that you get. And again, it's $90,000, so you should hopefully be impressed with the features that you're getting. You do get a good looking nav system, lots of apps, entertainment, things that you can watch wherever you want. I mean, the car does come with a PlayStation controller, so yes, you can play PlayStation games on the front screen, you can play it on the back, you can watch movies on the front while you're driving, but you, the driver, should not be watching. It'll only play on the passenger, and it will throw up a privacy shade so that you're not distracted while driving. Now, the back here, unfortunately, wasn't demoed. It was on, and it did work. I did touch around, don't tell anybody. But you do have the ability to play PlayStation games, so if your kids are in the back, they can use that controller. They can watch movies, they can browse the web, they can do whatever they want here in the back seat at any point, which is fair game. There's also an HDMI port here at the bottom, so I'm guessing that integrates somehow into the back as well. All of that stuff, again, applies to the front. You can do all of that, just not while you're driving. The interior materials felt fine. I mean, the seats were nice and comfortable. I had enough legroom, but I am also average height, maybe a little bit shorter. And so if you're a taller guy like my friend Kevin here, the back seat was a bit of a struggle for him, but it's just a car, so it's not an SUV, so you are dealing with standard car space. You also get a very conversational assistant. In fact, it's running off of ChatGPT 4.0, so, again, the demo was kind of struggling a bit. I think it was just the location and, of course, that specific car. But when it did work, it was a pretty fun conversational way to get info from your car, though it was running pretty slowly, and at some times I would be really frustrated if that's how long it took to just get me the directions to the coffee shop that we asked, and I kind of wanted to just skip the witty banter instead. Anyways, I could totally see myself in this car. I really liked it. I haven't driven it, so, kind of need to do that at some point, but I feel like once all the bugs and kinks are worked out, it could be a really fun car to have on road trips, especially for your family. When you're charging, you have plenty of entertainment options, and it seems comfortable cool, and I like the look of it. I just don't know that I could justify spending $90,000 on this car, or any car for that matter. So yeah, the price point's always going to be a sticky one, but I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below what you think of AFEELA. Now, Honda, without Sony, is also working on some new EVs that are trying to do its best Cybertruck impression, apparently, and I don't really hate the design on some of these. I really like the SUV version. This Saloon here on the left, I'm indifferent on, but I mean, would love to hear from you on what you think about some of these new design directions that these companies are going in, again, in the comments. Just let me know what you think about anything you want, but especially the design of these EVs, because that's always a hot debate. Moving on to my other absolute favorite product that I have seen so far, and unfortunately, I don't know that I can also afford this either, but I really want one. This is Displace. It's a truly wireless TV. Yes, everyone kept yelling at me in my previous videos that you should check out right here. The Samsung and LG wireless Connect boxes, or the wireless One Connect box that each company offers, isn't a wireless TV, and I agree, I didn't say that. That was a wireless TV. You need wire for your power for the TV, and you need one for the box, but the box is what wirelessly transmits any inputs that you connect, so that it makes it easier for you to mount your TV anywhere, and then you can deal with the, PlayStations and Apple TVs, whatever you want to hook up, you can put that somewhere else, and it makes it easier. This does not need any wires at all. You don't need anything for power. You can put this TV anywhere and it will work. Now, ignore the fact that there is a wire happening on the right model here. I believe it's been running for a while, and it's running off of a battery, so yes, it does need to be charged, and you can keep it plugged in if you're someone out there who buys a wireless TV simply to plug it in for some reason. But again, you do not need any cords for anything, and so you can take this anywhere you want and have a TV. There's a Pro and Standard model that come in 27 and 55 inches. It's an OLED display that actually looks really, really good, and apparently it gets plenty bright outdoors, so no need to worry about that, though you probably want to keep it somewhere out of direct sunlight. But yeah, there are also tons of features, like some cool attachments for adding HDMI input so that you could plug in a gaming system or something. There are apps built in, but also a browser that allows you to watch any video on any website that you'd want in a nice kind of setup here, so you're not limited to very specific content. And oh, by the way, again, you can mount this in 10 seconds on any flat wall, allegedly. And I say allegedly because they couldn't showcase that at that moment in time. They were working out some of the bugs with the area that they were doing it in, but they said a demo was happening later today, and I will do my best to try to go back and see that, and if I do, I'll try to post something somewhere on the socials, so go check out Instagram or Twitter or something. But yeah, apparently there is an active suctioning system on the back of this TV, where if you have any flat wall, you can put it up to the wall and it will suction itself to that wall. And it is active, so it's constantly adjusting and making sure that it doesn't fall off, which is one of the things that I was immediately concerned about. And so what's absolutely crazy about this, because it gets crazier, is that since it's using power, one day the battery is going to die, and that means the active suction is going to stop at some point. And so when it senses that it's become critically low in battery, it will then apparently release an adhesive on the wall so that it could maintain some sort of suction just enough so that it can lower itself down to the ground. I mean, I really need to get this demo because that sounds amazing. But yeah, you can buy this. This is a real thing that's going to be shipping, I believe, in March is what they said. You can make orders now. In fact, you can get $1,000 off. The prices are online. Go check them out. They are not cheap. So if you are interested in this, you are going to be shelling out some coin. But I think it's really, really cool. This is the type of innovation that excites me. And maybe one day this will be plastered across some of those other brands like Sony, Samsung, and LG with their TVs. All right, a few other things here. I know this video is probably super long already. I'm going to try to go quickly. This is the world's first tri-fold ultra portable projector called the Aurzen Zip. And I mean, just look how tiny this thing is. It has a built-in HD projector, a gimbal stand, stereo speakers, and a fast charging battery, which can last about 90 minutes, so you can maybe get a movie done, but I'd probably just recommend sticking a portable battery nearby at all times if you're on the go and watching something more than 90 minutes long. Here in this demo, they have it just kind of stuck to a computer and it's immediately displaying an image. You don't really need to connect to anything unless you're trying to charge, which is why there's a wire. And you can project images from your phone wirelessly. It'll connect and display whatever you need. Honestly, this seems like the perfect little projector for road and camping trips. Quick shout out to TCL for expanding some of the cool things that they use globally to the US. And so this smart lock coming from TCL gives you the ability to unlock your house using the force. You just walk up, put your hand out, and it will unlock. It's actually reading the veins in the palm of your hand, which again is wild technology, and it worked really, really well during our demo. So I thought that was cool, and I wanted to highlight that. And I honestly might get one for my house because why not? This Birdfy Feeder 2 Duo has a groundbreaking 3-lens camera setup. I believe it won one of the CES Innovation Awards here, and you can capture birds from multiple angles using any of these 3 cameras, which is really, really cool. It's solar powered, has a nice plastic durable design that is eco-friendly for sustainability, but it can most importantly withstand any of the elements that you might have or be experiencing in your yard wherever you might put this. I've seen these Birdfy feeders before. I think I know a few people who actually have some of the older models, and I've always been interested in it, so maybe one day I'll start getting into birds and seeing what lives around my backyard. Speaking of my backyard, Yarbo showcased a robot lawnmower, but it has attachments for cleaning up your leaves and snow plowing your driveway, which is big for me right now because we've got a lot of snow. This is the ultimate robot for me and my inability to want to cut my grass, pick up my leaves, or shovel my driveway. Segway also has the Navimo robot. There's a newer model out there here, which honestly doesn't really have a lot of like crazy tech like the other one, but it's just a really solid robotic lawnmower for your yard, and it looks really cool. It's ridiculously quiet and has a screen on the top, because why not, so that you can check in on any of the status or other updates that you might need to know quickly. I honestly have no idea what this is. I could look it up for this video, but honestly I'm tired at this point, and I've just decided to just leave you guessing alongside with me on what the point of the Hypercell is here. I'm not hating, I just don't know. I'm guessing it makes you walk or run faster, maybe less taxing on your body, perhaps superhuman running. I have no idea. I tried asking Michael Josh here exactly how his demo was going, but he seemed to be having way more fun being Iron Man running around. All I know is they kept turning this thing up to 100% and he kept moving faster, so I was intrigued. And lastly, I've been wanting a pair of Kanto desktop speakers for forever. I just love the way they look. And this year I saw these new Kanto Wrens that are orange. And honestly, the only reason why I'm showcasing them to you is because I really like the way they look and they're orange and I want them. Otherwise, this is the end of CES Day 3 for me. There will probably be one more video that I will have towards the end of the week where we can go over some of the other crazy things that I have yet to explore, because there's so much and I'm only one person. But we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Again, please subscribe so you don't miss that video. And this has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.